Hello everyone. Today I have a great pleasure to talk with Hanit, who is now based in Florida in the US.
Hello and good morning everyone.
Can you share with us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what is your story?
All right, where to start? So originally I'm from Israel. I live in the US for 19 years. My story, interesting. It's like I'm allowing life to flow through me. That's the main mantra for me, because my life in the US started that way. Actually, when I arrived to the US, my intention was to spend like 4 years in the US because we came for my husband to study at the university. But again, things change, and it was late to the university, so they told him, you need to go back to your country and come back next semester. Now we are a young couple, we don't have money, we need to find a solution. Definitely not going back to Israel, so what are we going to do? And the law here is that when you register to university, you have like a student visa, so automatically when you didn't start, the student visa cancelled and you became illegal. Okay, now it's a big deal because you're not allowed to work, you're not allowed to do anything. Luckily, back then they allow to apply for a visa while you're staying in the country. So we start this process, and while we were waiting, we start working. Now we worked for someone. We start working in a retail business. And that's already a first change that I had, because I never thought ever in my life that I'm going to be a salesperson. You know, it's like, and also when I came to the US, my English was so broken. It's like, it was so tough. It was so tough to communicate. But I was so blessed to meet so many great people who were very patient and compassionate. So it gave me the confidence to continue speaking and even repeating myself a few times, even if they don't understand, just, to communicate. So that was kind of a tough start, just like, wow, what are we going to do? But little by little, our trust in ourselves and the confidence and the believing in the abundance of life brought us to where we are today. We work, it's my husband and I, we work around the clock with our business. That's how it works in the beginning. When you have this intention, you put all the efforts, all your passion in what that you're doing, especially all your beliefs in that. So we were working 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, around the clock with this business, and we work with someone. And then we saw how good it is, and we opened a partnership with him, and opened our first kiosk and start working. Now, what's interesting about this story is that through that I discovered my amazing, wonderful connections with people, how I enjoy working with people. So I woke up, even if it was hard work, I used to wake up every morning so happy, not that today not, but I'm talking about back then, so passionate about like who is the people I'm going to meet today, because I had such an amazing, interesting conversation with so many people. Orlando is it's a tourist area, Disney, and so I met many interesting people from around the world, and I made amazing connection with people in a way that's I even used to receive postcards and letters, thank you letters of like, wow, that was a good conversation. So it really touched my heart deeply. It really made an impact on me of like having this type of connection with people. I enjoy it so much. But back then I didn't know nothing. I just enjoy it. It was so natural. And then again, life. I decided to become a mom, and for a few years I spent time at home as a stay-at-home mom. Here and there, I used to help my husband with the projects, new businesses that we developed. But life was different. I became a mom of 3 children after a few years. And then I start to feel I think the first time that I felt like the stress start building up in my life. It's like, okay, because back then I was very also perfectionist. I wanted to be the best mom, the best wife, the house will be perfect, everything like tip-top. But of course, that is a price of the stress of, and then building up of type of belief of not being enough. It's like it's never enough because you want to be perfect. There's nothing like that being perfect, right? So I discovered it in the hard way.
Typically, who are the people or who are your clients and how you transform their life?
Our clients are mostly women, moms and women, and children too. Actually, I'm working with children. And how I work with them, it's different techniques. It's like I have like healing modalities. It can be the coaching itself, the NLP, hypnosis. So very powerful tools that are going really deep into the root cause. If you have like any issue of like confidence or anxiety or stress or any trauma, it's I'm usually using the hypnosis. We're usually going specifically to the hypnosis, to the root cause. First, we clean everything, and I'm helping to empower them and bringing to the understanding of who they are, really they are, and allowing themselves to open their heart to their truth. And then if they want, they continue with the coaching, and the coaching is like it's like depends on their personal plan. If they want to support with a business, or they want to support like generally in their lifestyle. So yeah, we're building a really specific plan for the person. So that's what I love about it. It's like it's never the same. It's very dynamic. So and I saw an amazing results, and when I'm seeing that, it's just like the sense of fulfillment is amazing. Just to receive messages of like, oh my goodness, I had such a better night sleep, like no worries or no nightmares, or wow, finally I enjoyed my day. I woke up happy. That's amazing. Or wow, I found a job after so many months that I couldn't find the right job for me. Or I feel much better with my kids, and my kids are more relaxed. This kind of comments is like for me is like it's a gift. It's a gift. I love it. And now with children, I have a specific. Actually, I have two options with kids. I have the like empowering program that it's like coaching. So it's a conversation and games that empower kids. And actually for the teens also. So teens is like more coaching tools. It's like us, like business and all of that. They love it. And another very unique technique that is really very dear to my heart is to teach children to read with their eyes closed. And now this sounds very weird, but why do they need that? Why? And that's very connected to what we were saying in the beginning. Is like to stay connected to yourself and allow the flow of life coming through you. You know, the stress is very high today in the world. That's considered as number one disease for people to be stressed. And this is influenced children from very young age. So my passion is to save those kids from being stressed and being disturbed by the noises of this world, by the demands. There's so many demands. I see it on my kids, what's the demands. And sometimes I find myself pushing them because the system demands that. And I realized that the best way is to allow the kids and help them to stay connected to the heart. So when they close their eyes and I become like a Jedi, they stayed in their heart and they deeply connected to their intuition, like beyond. I'm telling you, beyond, in a way that they can hear their inner voice and follow it. And that's the result of it. It's confidence. it's being focused, it's trusting yourself, and that's a treasure to have it in.
What is the impact you want to have with this business for the future? Are you happy to stay at the level of business you are right now, or you want to help even more people, not only in Florida or in your city, but maybe even in states or maybe even globally?
It's already, thanks God, because of technology, it's already international because I'm using the Zoom and I love it. It's like I'm coaching and even doing hypnosis through Zoom. So I have less clients coming to me physically. It's actually from the comfortability of their home or wherever they are. So I'm working with many countries already and I love it. It's all about culture. And another passion that I didn't share yet is the traveling. I love traveling, and I love traveling with my family, and that's part of the life change that we actually experience right now. The past 2 years already, we traveling a lot around the world with the kids. So I even start moving the kids to like online school instead of like physical school, just to have freedom to explore and go out there and learn about cultures, different places, enjoy nature. And that's really not being around routine too much. Just, again, following your passion, following your happiness, being more playful. So that's a lifestyle that I'm working on and actually practice every day.
Entrepreneurs, how they can start to be really successful?
Okay, so as I mentioned in the beginning of the interview, when I came to the US, we work around the clock, 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's what's important about that is actually when you have this intention to get results. So what you persist, insist. I remember I work around the clock. I'm very tired, but with that, I want to do what I'm doing. So I think it's very important to be persistent. Because you put all your energy and all your effort and all your efforts in what you want to do and to have in your life. And if you have like a breakdown, some days it's tough, it's it's very good is to use like an anchor, something that reminds you where you're going, why you're doing what you're doing. So you can write like a beautiful note to yourself to put it on your desk, or just put it on your refrigerator, or on your mirror, like in the morning when you brush your teeth. So it's like a good intention. And something very, very important too, it's to remember that you rule your mind. So don't let your mind rule you. You rule your mind. This is a say by Buddha, yeah? So remember always to use a nice, compassionate word to yourself. So let's say one of the saying, the very important one that we use in like with hypnosis, and I wrote it on my mirror too, is like to remember that I'm always enough. So I wrote, I am enough. This is inspired by Mary Sapir, my mentor, my teacher of RTT, the hypnosis. And when I wrote this on the mirror, already I felt the change, because every morning and every night before I'm going to sleep, that's what I see. And I'm going to sleep with it and I wake up with it. So that's how you help to rule your mind. You put like those affirmations and reminders of who you are, where you want to be, where you want to go, and what is the intention behind it. And of course, as I mentioned, you follow in your heart. So you pay attention how is my heart is happy. Do I feel the joy? That means that I'm in the right place in the right time. Doesn't matter if it's hard or not. When you follow your heart, it's less resistant. It's your heart is guiding you. It's like your inner guidance. Your inner voice is telling you, it's the connection with your soul. It's telling you, okay, that's the direction you have to take. So you get like very good insights. It's actually become easier. It's kind of a game. When you listen and you give yourself, let's say, 2-3 minutes a day to just sit and dive into your heart, then you can get like amazing insight. Like, okay, you planned something for today, but then when you sit for 2-3 minutes, you get this inspiration of like, you know what, I can do it in a better way. And that's how you realize that life is not about effort. Life is not about working hard. And I understand working hard is usually mentally because we want so many things right now. And sometimes, life is a process. Sometimes things are not happening in the right moment. You have to wait, you have to go with it and be patient with it, especially if it's involved other people. So when you are following your heart and you get this inspiration and you follow through, you realize how beautiful it is that you're actually not allowing your mind again to rule you, you're actually allowing your heart. And with your heart also, with business is very important. I know it's like, it's like heart and business is not working together, but actually the world is changing so much that the heart is a very respective way to be also in the business world, because that's how you build the best connection with the people around you. If it's your employees, or maybe with your boss, or other partners, or somebody you want to do business with. When you connect heart to heart, then the relationship become deeper and better, and there are unlimited possibilities when there is a heart-to-heart connection. And that's what I'm talking from my own experience.
Is there any tip you can share, or methodology, or whatever practice we can do in order to connect with our heart?
Yes, breathing. Breathing is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
When you focus on your breathing, and actually with your intentional breathing, like deep breath, like that, then it's already creating the bridge to your heart. Okay. Yes, because, our body is all about chemicals. So when you breathe, you're changing the chemicals in your brain, and that's already creating the serotonin and all the hormones and the chemicals that are creating this calmness and relaxation. So, and also, in Hebrew, where I'm coming from Israel, the word neshima, it means breath, and neshama, it means soul. It's only one letter between those two words that actually present the connection with the soul when you breathe in. So when you have this deep breathing, it's already, you feel the difference. And you don't need to do too much. Only 3 deep breaths. We can start doing it right now if you want. 3 deep breaths like that. You hold it, and then you exhale it out. And then 1 more. And exhale. And let's take 1 more time. And exhale slowly.
And I hope all ladies who are watching this video, and all other people who are watching this video outside of our group, this is actually great advice how you can, even if you are living in a busy city and you have a busy life, just by practicing your breathing, you can get back in your balance and be out of the stress.
Also, to focus on your breathing, you actually tell your mind that you are important. When you allow yourself to love yourself more, you believe in yourself, and then when you breathe and you feel this love to yourself, you're giving yourself these simple moments of breathing. Everything is possible. So really take this tip as simple as it is and make it something huge in your life. And thank you so much, Ed. I want to thank you for this beautiful community of very powerful women that impact the world with their beautiful service and with their own uniqueness. And thank you, Ed, for holding the space for us, for the femininity here.